Effective Living series. We are in the last week, and this is a focus on how to do things. So how do you start and run an agribusiness? My guest is a man who's very experienced in the area, Dr. Mark Tutu Sarpong. Doc, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So are you a farmer or a farm teacher?
I am. So I am a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
I produce pineapples and papaya
Correct.
for exports,
Mm-hmm.
and then also into processing, value addition.
Mm.
But yes, you asked right. I also train in the area of agriculture, value chain, and consult as well. So it's kind of like an all-embodied, activities for me as far as agriculture is concerned.
So let's talk about agribusiness. What is it? When you say an agribusiness, just explain to me in simple terms.
Okay, so when you talk of agribusiness, as you can see, it's coming from two words: agriculture and business. So agriculture mainly deals with scientific approaches to, farming. So how you improve yield, quality of inputs, quality of the yield, quantity, making sure that for example, the products that are coming through are resilient, being able to withstand the climate changes and stuff. But you don't stop there. When you produce, you need to get it to the consumer. And unless you are in a business of an NGO that is producing and giving out for free, but if you want to sell, that is where the business aspect comes in. So when you talk of agribusiness, you are looking at applying business strategies, approaches to agriculture, and treating farming as a market-driven enterprise that is focused on cost management, innovation, and then also, of course, the number one priority, that is profit generation. Yeah. So in some or in simple terms, that is how I would describe agribusiness.
It's production, value addition, marketing, all of that together.
Yes, and these three must work together in order to really achieve the objective of profit generation and
amazing.
maximization.
Why is agribusiness so important, particularly for jobs and food? Just talk to me about that.
Agribusiness is important for jobs and food because currently in Ghana, I want to dwell on some of our staples or most commonly used products. So I settled on three, and the NDPC report in 2024 puts our food self-sufficiency for these three crops at rice 55%, which means we are only able to supply 55% of the consumption requirement of the country, meaning that 45% must always be
come from outside.
When you talk of tomatoes, it is 38%. So we have a gap of about 62%.
Wow.
And then for onions, very surprising, 28%.
Wow.
So a gap of 72%. So if you look at this, why agribusiness is the future for food and jobs is that there is rising demand for agricultural products. And then, rising urbanization, also people are becoming also more conscious about what they eat. So all of this put together create a huge opportunity for people wanting to go into, this particular area. Agribusiness also can be very profitable, can become a profitable entity or business, and then jobs can also be created. So currently, in the 2023 report by the Ghana Statistical Service, close to about 36% of the people are involved, the population are involved in agriculture, which then means that, and even at 35%, we still have insufficiency in terms of food supply in the country. So there is a great opportunity for us to take
and when you look at the
advantage.
population in agri, are we talking just farming, or we are including transport, processing, and marketing?
We are looking at all the
whole value chain.
The value chain.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So the point of today's show is to talk about how to start an agribusiness, right? So how do you start? Give me some tips on how I enter the system.
So now I am going to share these points. I am putting myself in here as, also an entrepreneur, agriculture. when I started, so I started in 2013.
Okay.
Started with the production and then the export. But before that, I had also worked with a company that was exporting fruits and vegetables to Europe and the Americas. So I've dealt with quite a lot of small-scale farmers, big-time farmers, and you realize that from that time till now, the problems are still very common and still persist. It is because of the way we have gone into the business as, somebody will say business as usual for most of the people.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I would want to say, if you want to start, some of the essential steps you want to consider. These are points to be considered, but you can also add on. First, as I have named this, from vision to formal business.
Correct.
If you have the vision, if you have the will, if you have the purpose to want to go into agribusiness, are you having that blueprint? What is your business plan?
Correct.
Because that is going to serve as your kind of like your document to run through the journey. What is your vision? What is your mission? What is your unique selling proposition? What are your competitors producing? What are they adding? Because if you are coming in, why should I ditch, so to speak, my already supplier to come to you? So that is where your unique proposition comes in. And by this, you would have studied and known what your competitors are producing, at what price they are selling, what value they are adding. All of these are very important, so that you don't just go in because you know or have heard that, oh, I hear there is money in this. A typical example I can give is the com center, I call it the com center syndrome or mentality. At some point, everybody was going into communication center, and now I don't know. I have tried to look at some of these com centers around my vicinity, and you cannot find. So you want to find a very strong
value proposition.
Make some financial projections. If you are going into this, what are the break-even analysis you've done for the product? Is it worth it? What is the payback period? So what are some of the scenarios or the simulations you've done? And then, of course, make sure you are registering. So if you want to also register, talk to people who also know or are in the business, because there are people who are starting small, yet they will want to go and register as, let's say, limited liability when you actually are at the trial phase. So either to go for private as a sole proprietor or limited liability will depend on the scope or the scale, and then choose a focused product. And by choosing the focused product, you want to look at what product you want to go into, whether it is crop or animal.
Correct.
What is the demand like? How much time do you have? A lot of people go into agribusiness or into agriculture as, let me say, a vocation or maybe kind of like a retirement plan. So they are not actually focusing on the main job that is supposed to bring them money. But if you look at it, it is a full-time job or a full-time profession that you have to make the time. You are in Accra and you are setting up, let's say, a poultry farm in, let's say, the Bono region or the Ashanti region. You go there only maybe once a month. The workers there are going to make a lot of money from your eggs, because if you don't go there often, you go there and the layers have not laid eggs. What would you say? So you should know how much time you have, and then the crop you want to go into. So based on even the time you have on your hand, you decide or choose the crop you want to, or the animal you want to go into. Okay. If you are going into poultry, which demand full-time, presence.
You can't do poultry part-time.
You cannot do poultry part-time. You cannot do vegetable farming part-time. Because for vegetable farming, you need to be virtually there on a daily basis. But if you talk of some of the perennials, like the tree crops, mango, or some of the,
even teak. Tree crops,
tree crops, some of these.
What about pineapple?
Pineapple. So pineapple, for instance, one of the reasons why I actually love and went into pineapple was the time. Because I also doing other things. But for pineapple production, it gives you that opportunity or the luxury to actually even visit virtually every 2 weeks. Because when it comes to fertilization and some of the activities, you can plan it such that it happens virtually every 2 weeks. You have ample time to get into that space.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then we also want to look at finding your market and your niche. What is because the final objective or the object of your agribusiness is to sell. Sell to who? To your consumers. Your consumers are within the market. Which market are you targeting? Locally? International market? Which type of consumers are you targeting? Are you targeting consumers who prefer organically produced, fruit or vegetables or animals? Are you targeting consumers who prefer a certain variety of, say, pineapples? So the fact that you hear there is money in pineapple, you don't just go select any variety and plant. You can plant a variety. Demand for pineapple is high, but that particular variety will not sell. So look at what the customers or the consumers want. What are their requirements in terms of specifications and then also certifications?
So don't just plant pineapple for pineapple's sake. Is it smooth cayenne? Is it
MD2?
Is it the one that the export market is looking for? Think about those things. So talk to an expert. Don't
talk
just
to an expert.
Me was seed be made planting. Then you just go and start planting.
Yeah, talk to an expert. So it's very important. What certifications are required? That I got a call yesterday from a guy. He says he wants to export pineapples to EU. In the EU.
Sure.
Then I asked him, do you have a farm? No. What variety of pineapple do you want? Oh, I don't know.
Sure.
Whatever you have.
On you serious?
Where are you going to send to? Which country? By which means? Is it by sea, by air? Yeah. All of this must be things that you should have.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. But sometimes people talk to people and they are like, oh, I can give you pineapples because there are plenty pineapple farms in Ghana. But trust me, every farmer, every serious agribusiness entity has a market for his product before he actually even plants.
Let's talk about the financial management required to start, because so a couple of questions. Where do you get your money from? How do you plan your cash flow so that you don't get broke? Because it looks like farming cash flow cycles are different from regular cash flow cycles.
Exactly.
So just talk to me a bit about that.
So very, very important. So I'll say if you are also starting, you want to start small, in quote, depending on the cash available. You don't go into an area where you are not so familiar or comfortable with. You go and do like maybe 20 hectare pineapple field or 20 hectare papaya or a mango field. When you talk of pineapple, it takes a minimum of around 14 to 16 months to mature, which then means that from month 1,
more than a year,
month 1 up to the 12th month, on a weekly or a monthly basis, let me even make it simple, you have to expend cash without having anything in return for continuous 1 year. So if you are going to depend and make it large, so that is why I said know what product you are actually going into. So if you don't have one, the financial muscle to go into this particular product, then you look for something that is very easy to handle. Let's say maybe some of the vegetables you are looking at between 3 to 4 months. You are harvesting and making your money. But of course, the money involved in terms of the returns will not be as high as the pineapple. But if you want to go into an area like pineapple, an area like mango, for mango, your first harvest is going to come in 3 years or 4 years after planting.
Serious?
So you have to sit 4 years before you go in to harvest your first fruit. But the plant or the crops in the soil will every day need to feed. So these are the so make sure you are having your calculations in terms of operation costs at the startup right, and then you prioritize, for example, your savings, or depend on family and friends in terms of your sources of funding.
Not bank initially.
No, I will not advise anybody who will want to go into agribusiness as a startup to turn to the bank, because sometimes as a startup,
no.
But when you are scaling, there you would have actually learned all the necessary let me say rituals and everything around the business. Then you can go in for, because if you are going for very high end interest loans, you end up paying the
your skin will catch you.
Serious. You end up paying the loan with the loan you acquired, and the interest will be sitting there for you. So normally within our system, you can fall on family, you can fall on friends to help you. Of course, if you also have some personal savings, you can fall on. Yes. And then make sure your cash flow management is also intact, and then up to standard.
We're talking to Dr. Mark Tutu Sarpong, and our topic this morning is how to start and run your agribusiness. So far, he's given us what an agribusiness is and the importance of agribusiness to our economy, and he's given us some essential steps for agribusiness: business plan, finding your niche market, financial management, sustainability and growth. For sake of time, I'd like you to move into land, because land is a big issue in Ghana, right? Just make a couple of comments about how do you get the land, and also how do you get the right location, and then also what kind of equipment you should think about when you are entering agriculture.
Thank you very much for this. This is very, very important, because I have an experience. I lost about 40,000 pineapple fruits.
Hey.
That were ready. In fact, they were ripened. I was, for instance, going to harvest on Saturday. On Thursday, the landlords who were at loggerheads and were fighting over that land, one had gone in to clear the land together with the pineapples on it, and then giving the land out for sand winning, because they needed money.
And they didn't even wait for your team to finish?
No, they did not wait for me to harvest. The saddest part is that on that particular day, on the Thursday that they did the thing on Saturday, I was with them. They saw me. They have my number. They did not call me. They destroyed everything. And between Thursday and Saturday, when I got wind of it and went to the field, they had actually win about 40 double axle tipper trucks from that particular land. Now, when you go there, the land is like it's like a pool, like a swimming pool. It's very, very serious. So please don't just let anybody tell you, I can give you land. Get the right people to get the land from. I have another experience where I got the land actually even from the right people. Immediately after that, they were quarreling over the land. I had to wait for 6 months before I could go in to plant. By that time, I would have prepared the land and had waited for the planting to go on. So when you are getting the land, first and foremost, make sure you are getting from the right people, and then make sure you are having a document over this. It's very, very important. Then making sure that the land is also suitable for the type of crop you are growing. So for instance, crops have pH levels they will grow in Ghana.
It's not easy.
Or all over the world. So if you are looking at tomatoes, for instance, will require a pH of about 5.5 to 7.5. So slightly acidic to alkaline. And then pineapple, for instance, will have mildly acidic to slightly acidic soil.
So somebody must test your soil.
You test your soil. Do soil testing to know the levels of the pH and the fertility levels. Because in Ghana, no two land sites. In fact, there are areas where on that same particular land, part of the land will be very fertile, the other will not be fertile.
So when good soil fertility
you do
analysis.
soil testing, soil fertility analysis to determine the nutrient levels and the pH, so that you know which crop you are growing. If the nutrient level or the pH, for instance, is not what is required for that particular crop, then you do what we call the soil amendment. Wow. You bring it to the level of the required pH before you go ahead.
Wonderful.
And then the land tenure system, which is a big issue, make sure you are getting it from the right person. Then there is documentation or documenting of it. Then the equipment. Some people will want to go into, say, okay, I want to do maize. I need to buy a tractor. If you buy a tractor, how long are you going to use this tractor? Possibly maybe once
to just clear the land.
To clear the land, and it will be sitting. So you probably will have to make sure that you are identifying the right equipment or the machinery, and then if possible, you maximize the potential of it and minimize the cost through possibly leasing or going for some used and fairly.
So you can either lease or get somebody to even clear the land for you and
clear the land for you. There are some areas where it is quite difficult to get tractor services around. So sometimes, in some of the places in the central region, my farm is located in the central, in the Kumfi district, by the way. Sometimes you have to get tractors. I think now it is a little better, but when I started, I had to get tractors from, sometimes from Accra or even Kaswa.
All the way.
And they will charge you for transportation and stuff. But you have to also look at the area and then possibly the availability of machinery to be used or for clearing of your.
It's not small like that, too.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Let's come to managing your farm efficiently. So I've gotten my land, I've cleared it, I've done my soil test, I've decided I want to go into maybe cabbage or whatever. How do I make sure that I'm running the farm well? What do I need to look out for, from the planting to the management to the harvesting?
Okay, so knowing when to plant, knowing when to produce, so in terms of the animals, when to harvest and when to sell.
Okay.
So for instance, if I want to grow cabbage or okra, which season are you targeting? Is it the rainy season? Because if you are targeting the rainy season, everybody will plant cabbage and okra. Market will not be that high for you. So possibly you look at investing in irrigation where you target the dry season.
The lean season.
The lean season.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So from around November to say March, this is a period where it is very, very important. So you time your planting so that you can maximize, the market. And then making sure your record keeping is also top notch. Because when it comes to certification, for instance, record keeping is very key. Traceability is key. Now, consumers will want to know where their food is coming from because of food safety concerns. So if I ask you, okay, so you harvested your tomatoes from this particular week. Where did you plant? What is the history of application for this particular tomatoes you are giving to me? You cannot give if you don't have records. And it's very, very important to keep records.
What do you think of greenhouse agriculture? Is it a luxury or does it help yields?
Greenhouse agriculture help in improving yields, yes. But the cost of erecting. So for a startup,
to be a bit
I would advise that you try maybe open field, and then when you are sure and things are right for you, you go for the greenhouse, because it's a bit. Virtually all the components of the greenhouse are imported, and that is what makes it very expensive. Other than that, I will encourage that we go into greenhousing.
Amazing stuff. Now, so you've spoken about record keeping, planning, and general good agricultural practices.
Good agricultural practices, ensuring that you are doing things right. If you are doing organic production, don't go and apply pesticides on the product and sell it as organic.
How do I identify a good farm manager? What should I look out for?
if you are looking for a good farm manager is one who is adept with the type of product he's handling.
So it's product based.
Product based. He's able to identify deficiencies. He's able to advise you, the farm owner. So he has knowledge about the soil. He has knowledge about the product or the crop. He has knowledge about even the market. A good farm manager will not just say, okay, let's produce, and then he cannot sell, and at the end of the month he will be drawing his salary. He should be concerned about.
Where can I get a good farm manager? Do they go to agri colleges? I hear there are agri colleges in Ghana. Is that the best place to get a good farm manager? Or you go and poach from another farmer?
There are okay, so it's all about the preparedness of the person to also learn on the job.
Correct.
So sometimes you will need the basic knowledge and understanding of, say, agriculture. But if you come to the job, you have to also learn, be prepared to learn. Not to. So there are people who are virtually like, excuse my language to say, that like robots. They will just be sitting waiting for instructions. But you should be innovative as a good farm manager.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can get them from school, but some of the people. But the question also then is, most of these farms are located within the rural setting, and yet some of these young men and women, are they willing or prepared to want to stay in these places?
That's a good point.
So that is the challenge.
How can people get in touch with you? You talk about agri and make it so simple. So I believe you consult, you teach, you help.
Yes.
So if somebody wants you to support them with your consultancy in setting up a farm, can you give us a number or email address so we can reach you?
Yeah. Okay. So for email. So it's Sarpong, SARPONG, at Nanfields, NAAN, Nanfields, NAAN, FIELDS.com.
Give me a phone number. Your email address is too long.
So phone number. So the one I mostly would prefer to be used is 020 993 7475.
020-993-7475.
Or maybe you can add the MTN to 0244 95 3044.
So you can help people consult on farm, starting a farm, all the things you need to do.
Yeah.
So that's a
farming is not, if you really want to do well with agribusiness, it is not by luck. You need to be very intentional about it, and then you need to maintain the discipline, and then also have the deep understanding of what you are going through. And sometimes you will need people from outside your own fold to come in to help you with that.
You can reach him on 020-993-7475 or 0244-953-044. I've been speaking to Dr. Mark Tutu Sarpong, and our topic today has been how to start and run your agribusiness.